let's discuss some of the key principles of teaching reading. And the first principle which we are going to start with is meaning-focused input. What means by meaning-focused input when we are talking about listening is specifically about reading. Is to that the input should give students something which is meaningful, which they can comprehend, and which they can digest. Okay, so one of the key strategies which we can develop amongst our students is to train them to read for understanding, not to be stuck by each single word, rather to gain knowledge of the given text. So in this way, the input which the students will develop will become comprehensible, meaningful. Okay. So there are various ways of doing it. We as practicing teachers can develop some reading texts which are familiar to the students, which are known to them, and which they find interesting to read. So in this regard, we can enhance the quality of reading, and we can make our learners feel more interested in what they are reading. Okay. So there are various ways of giving input to our students. So, for example, we can help them read to search for information. Sometimes we can help them skim and scan, or sometimes we can help them to learn from the text and or integrate the information which they are gaining from the text, or sometimes we can help them critically analyze the given text. So, or we can ask them to write what they have read in a book or in a text. So these are various ways whereby we can use to develop meaning-focused input. So while designing such tasks or developing some strategies, we need to ensure that the reading passages selected for a particular classroom or for a particular group of students are according to their proficiency level. We need to look into consider the difficulty level of the given text. For example, in IELTS exam, if some of you have already appeared in IELTS or preparing for IELTS exam or making your students prepare for IELTS exam, that the difficulty level is sometimes much more advanced than what students have already. So what I mean to say is we can develop texts which are according to the understanding of the students. In this way, they will feel more interested. Well, the key figure, as I have already pointed out, when we talk about reading is Krashen. Krashen talks about that reading is learnt through reading, and much of Krashen's argument goes in favor of giving input which is comprehensible for the students. And when the students read the texts which are meaningful, which are not decontextualized, what happens is they become such sort of texts become a source of second language learning. So this is one of the first principles of teaching reading. And as you can remember in one of the previous modules, I just spoke on 4 strands of language learning. So the first strand of language learning is meaning-focused input. We'll continue our discussion and we'll discuss meaning-focused output in the next module.